Okay, I've thought about it, and this is part two. Um, yeah, the forces in the x direction are not zero. We have a net force because it says that it's a kinetic friction, which is dynamic friction. So that means that um, as the box is being pushed, there's actually movement in the x direction. So there would be a net force there, but in the y direction, it is not. It's not lifting off the ground. It's not going through the ground. So some of the forces in the y direction will be zero. And so I've had to cross out all of that up there because, again, there is a net force. But we are concerned about, well, here we are. We're looking for the normal force. And there's the equation for it. We've got the force normal that's pointing up, the force due to weight pointing down, and the force from the push in the y direction also pointing down. And so here's what we do is we do the algebra, and which puts force due to weight over here and the force due to the push over here. And so we end up with this equation. The normal force is going to be equal to the force of the weight plus the force of the push in the y direction. And so the force of the push in the y direction, the force of the push is 143 newtons. We're at a sine of 25 degrees, and so the result is in the y direction is 60.4 newtons. The force due to the weight, 15 kilograms times 9.8 is 147 newtons. When you add that together, we get a grand total of 207.4. Now, that being said, oh, I forgot to put the units here. So there should be in the end there. The answer, I believe, on the test shows at 209. Why we're off by 1.6, I'm not sure. I may have missed something. But this is the gist of how you work that. You do the free body diagram. You sum your forces in the x and y directions. Again, in this case, the only static situation is the vertical. It is not apparently static in the x direction. Now, if you were looking for acceleration and those sorts of things, then formulas within the x direction would be helpful. So that's what I have found on this one, and don't know why they've got 209 instead of 207.4.